Welcome back, guys. So this is a new episode of Flash the Yarn. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is episode number 6. My name is Caroline, if you do not know me, and if you're newer here, I am the indie dyer behind Yarn. I'm based in the South Island of Dunedin, Otepoti. Sorry, there is like 2 honeybees flying around my flat right now, house, so yeah, might take a minute at some point to deal with that. Anyways, I was saying I'm based in Otepoti, Dunedin, and I also work part-time at the Fell Princess, which is a local yarn shop down here. There are 3 bees. This is worrisome. Okay, so let's try and ignore this and move forward. As I said, this is a new episode of Flash the Yarn. So if you're new, first of all, thank you for being here, and thank you for coming back if you're not. Flash the Yarn is an episode in which every month, at the end of my rushing, dying like months again, I end up showing you everything that I've made and dyed for the shop update that is then launched generally a couple of days later, because I'm always in a rush and I always end up doing this last minute. Not because I'm slack, but just because I'm running out of time. So, you know, I have a lot to show you guys, and I also have a few things to say before we get into it. So first of all, it is important to know that this is gonna be my last shop update for a little while. I am going at the end of May to Woolfest in Auckland, so I'm really excited for that. I have never ever been to a yarn event before, not as a participant, not as a trader. This is entirely new for me. I have no idea what to expect, but I definitely want to be ready. So I am not going to do another shop update until after this is over, and it's at the very end of May. So it's important to know that whatever is coming in the shop in 2 days, today is Thursday, the shop update is on Sunday, it's going to be the last of it for a little while. So bear in mind, if you want something, this is where to find it. Yes, so as I said, I'm doing this, and then whatever I do not sell at Woolfest will then be updated on the website, so there will be leftovers, I'm sure. There will be a little bit of a tiny shop update afterwards for that. Otherwise, the next shop update might maybe be in June. It all depends how Woolfest go for me, because in July I then have to go to Fibretron in Hamilton. Same thing, I really want to be ready. I don't know if a month is going to be enough for me to be ready for that, so it all depends. I really can't say for sure, but it might be the last update for a little while, so with that in mind. I also have another news, and that is that even though I might not have a full shop update in June, I definitely plan on bringing back some pre-order. So if you have been with me or following me for a little while, you would know that initially when I started my business, and pretty much up to last year, so for the most part of it, I have been dyeing yarn on pre-order. So I was creating colors and then offering them on a variety of bays, and you could choose exactly how much you wanted. So I have dropped that system because I just couldn't keep up with the demand, and it was very difficult to obtain yarn base properly as well. So yes, the bee just left. I'm very happy about this. So yes, so because of that, I ended up doing shop update, which I love, and I will keep continuing on this format. However, I do have on my website discounts for larger order, for larger size, and I'm aware that generally every shop update, the maximum I can bring in terms of how much I can create with it in a month is about, you know, 6 colorways, about, it depends, sometimes 8, sometimes a bit less, and generally a minimum of 4 bays for each of these colorways. This takes a while for me to do, and I like to take my time when I dye my yarn. I have a meticulous system, so for that reason I'm never going to be the person that dyes 100 skein in a day. If I do 30 in a day, this is a good day for me. And as I said, I work part-time and other things, so basically I do my best. But I do want to fill in the void for people of larger size that want to order sweater quantity of a specific color that they like and just cannot get it because either it's sold out, or even if it hasn't, whatever's left, minimum about 4 skeins per batch is not enough for sweater quantity. So for that reason, I will put a new system in place in June. And what it is that even though I'm gonna keep all the pre-orders every month, I will also now have a all the update every month. I will also now have a section of pre-order. I will select a few colorways, not too many, and a few bays, and I will offer these colorways for that month on pre-order. That way you can order as many as you want. Obviously this will rotate then every month, so the colorways will never be the same. And even if you have seen a colorway on pre-order, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to then dye it for the shop update after that, and vice versa. So I think this is the best for me option to satisfy a bit of everyone at this stage. This is the best I can think of. So yeah, another thing I'm going to mention before we get started, last month when I did my Flash the Yarn, similar situation. I only filmed it about a day or two before you know, the release of the update, because I just didn't have the time beforehand. An issue with that I had is that I've noticed that I speak too much, and I know that, during my Flash the Yarn, because I will show you the color on all the bays, and I will talk about the difference and the similarities and why and blah blah blah, and I just ran too much. It ends up like last month I tried to do a thing when I just cut that out, and I did a lot of editing on the video to have a music track and just have a quick snippet and show you the name of the yarn and the base and keep moving like this, so that you're not have to like listen to me talk for an hour basically. Now that was a bit my downfall, because the file on the camera is already pretty heavy, and having to do all that editing, not only was it lagging every time I was trying to do any kind of editing and was driving me nuts, but then it took legit a day and a half for me to be able to finally release the video on YouTube. The export failed a bunch of time. It would take 4 hours to be, it was just dreadful. So for that reason, I will then be more concise now, and I will talk a little bit about the yarn before or after, but basically once I start showing it to you, I'm just going to show you base after base with a quick note on which one it is. If you have any more question about it, any more, like if you want to see a combo between two colors, you want to know any questions, really do not hesitate to message me. You should follow me on social media. This is where I'm the most active, especially Instagram, but message me on Facebook, Instagram, everything is at Yarn, so you can find me there. Message me even on the comment here, everything is fine, like honestly feel free to, and I can assist you with that. But basically this is how I'm going to do it now, so that the episode are not as long and not as boring. In any case, there will also, and there has been I've been putting a description down below with the timestamp of pretty much what colorway shows up at what time, so if you want to see something specific, just refer to that. That way you can just jump right ahead. Okay, one last thing. So as I was saying before, so I'm always rushing, which ended up being, even though it says that today and I'm filming this episode, I literally have 2 days to take photos of all the product, knowing that I cannot take photos when it's a bright sunny day like today, and it has been all week really sunny because the casting shadows and the colors is completely off. So it's very annoying because I legit, the only day I have to take photos is tomorrow, so I'm kind of hoping that it's going to be a cloudy one. But basically, yes, I have like 2 days because I'm working on Sunday on the day of the update, so I won't be able to update my shop in the morning, which I usually do. So I have to update my shop, take all the photos, edit them, publish them on Instagram, film this, edit this, send a newsletter. I've got a lot to do, guys. So anyways, I'm just saying this because I've only just finished to dye some of the yarn this morning. So there is a couple of colorways that I'm not able to show you immediately today, but I'll be able to show, I'll film them real quick tomorrow. I'll look different, you'll see. I'll film them tomorrow and I'll integrate them at the end so you can have a quick look. That will also be the case for sock sets. So I am bringing sock sets again this month. And I have started dyeing a few of the minis, but a couple of them are drying and I haven't paired them exactly with which color I want them to be paired just yet. So for the same reason, that will be filmed tomorrow and will be at the end of this video. So just refer to the timetable down the description so you can see what you want to see. Okay, that's about it. I'm gonna then start talking about the yarn and get into it. So I only have 2 new colors this month. They're both one of a kind, so nothing that's going to stay. And I have 1 new base, which is Baby Suri. So Baby Suri is 26% silk and 74% baby brushed alpaca. It is the equivalent, it's kind of similar to a mohair, but it's a lot better because not only is it divinely soft and way softer, it's also non-shedding, it's hypoallergenic, it's just it's a dream. So I've been wanting to work, dye and offer Baby Suri for so long, and I'm finally there. So I'm very happy to introduce this base this month. I will sometimes get mohair still, but apart from the difference in meterage, in which they both sell in a 50-gram skein, but the mohair has 150 meters more than the Baby Suri, and I think this is because the Baby Suri is almost more similar to almost like a small 2-ply, like a lace weight rather than, well no, sorry, the mohair is lace and I think the cerise is a bit thicker, so like a bit more of a 2-ply. So apart from that, literally there's no reason for me to stock mohair again because it is just that much better. So yeah, basically that's it. So I will show you these colors. I have a big box of yarn here and I'm going to go through it in a minute. I will actually start with the baby Siri color and I will talk a little bit about that one. That's the only one I kind of have to say things about. It is a one of a kind, however I did give it a name and it is called The Exception. That is linked to a big rant that I did on my Instagram like a week ago or something like this, in which I basically explained what I was just saying before about the pressure of as an indie dyer of knowing what to do, what color to dye. Do people want something they didn't get last month because it sold out too quickly, and should I do more of that? Do they want a new thing? Being able to dye large enough quantity for everyone to be pleased, you know, all of these challenges that can be quite intense, and it results in quite a very strict structure for me to just provide what I can every month. And so anyways, I was just explaining in that post how sometimes I just like to have fun, and this colorway was the exception in the way that I just didn't follow any rules. I just dyed for the pleasure of dyeing, so I threw colors after colors in the pot, even if it could end up being ugly or muddy or overlapped. I didn't really mind. I was just like, this is just gonna be a fun batch, and I let go of the pressure. So that's why it's called The Exception. There is only 4 of it, and it is only on Baby Suri, which the yarn base is called Surreal on the website. So you'll see it referred as Surreal in the description of the yarn. Each of those 4 skeins is even a little bit different from each other. Funny how batches come out differently, but that is all 4 of them, and I'll show you a bit more in a minute. So as you can see, it is a little bit muddy at times. It's colorful. It's just, it has and just a general kind of gray, like a deep blue gray overall, but has lots of colors coming through, bright orange, like bright mauves and purples. It really is just very, very kind of, I don't know, unique. There's no way I could have even each batch, as I say, even each skein is different. They definitely look similar though. Anyways, there is 4 of them. There's 300 ml per 50 gram, as I said. So you have enough to make quite a big quantity of something if you wanted. So this is The Exception on Baby Suri, which is a one of a kind. Next, I have Tusk. You've seen it plenty of times. This is just such a staple. I absolutely adore it. I'm knitting with it right now on 2 different projects, but I will show it to you again real quick on all of the base that I have this month. One last word on the Baby Suri. So it is a beautiful yarn, and it will take me a little bit of time to learn how to dye it because it is a non-superwash and alpaca. I have found it difficult to absorb the dye, especially for speckled colorway like Tusk here. Obviously it ends up being like watercolor, which is gorgeous. Like I absolutely adore that. No there is no complaint on my end about this, but I do think that I found a way to actually dye it in a different way to maybe make it more similar to a superwash colorway. I'm not guaranteed. What I'm basically saying is this might not look the same in future because I will try different technique to try and make it more speckly or a little bit closer to what it is on the other base. I just need a little bit of practice to work with that wool and learn how it works. For now, it creates beautiful subtle and lighter colorways than on the other yarn base. That doesn't mean that it's bad, however. I think the subtleness and the watercolor effect are superb, so just so you know. Next, I have a classic coming back for you guys, and it is Navy Baby. So I know you guys love that one. It is one of my favorite. I haven't done it in a while. Just a really good staple blue that has a lot of teal undertone. So here we go. I will show it to you now on all the base. I have also dyed Navy Baby on Surreal Baby Suri. It is simply just drying at the moment, so I will show it at the end of the episode. Next we have Void. So Void is a colorway that I've done now a few times, and you guys love it and asked me to bring it back this month, so of course I obliged. So I will show it to you now, and as I said before, it is a little bit lighter on the Baby Suri. However, I think I can tweak that in future and have it a little bit more saturated, so maybe we'll see how the future batch come out. But for now, I was too worried about messing up what I already done on the Suri and kind of muddying it, the color completely, so I decided to leave it as it is. The 8-ply DK 100% Merino, which is my wide lush base for Void, is drying on the rack right now, so I can't show it to you just yet. Again, it will be at the end of the episode. As you can see, it is a little bit lighter. This looks a little bit blown out color-wise. It is actually quite pink and purple here as well, as you can see with my hand. However, it is lighter than other colors. If I was to compare it here with, say, the linen, that doesn't mean that it doesn't go absolutely beautifully together. Next we have Milkshake. Again, another classic. I have decided to dye pretty much just classic this month, and also follow what you guys were asking, and I know there was a few people waiting for more Milkshake, so of course I dyed more Milkshake. So here you go. So Milkshake is the only color this month in which I do not have a sock yarn for, because I have used the sock yarn that I had to dye the one of a kind, which I'll show you a little bit later. Sorry, Bo's just painting next to me, it's very distracting. Yes, so Milkshake doesn't have any sock yarn, that's the only one, but otherwise it will be there for all the other colors. Next we are going for another semi-solid, and I will bring back Zissou Red for you, which is just absolutely my ideal red. I love that red so much. I love that color. I just think it is the perfect red. It fits. It's dyed with bright orange underneath, so it's very glowy. It's very yeah, it's more of an orangey red rather than a warm red. It's a cool, like a, sorry, not a cool red, it's more of a warm red, which I really like. So yeah, I've as I said, again, that's another of those colorways which is drying on the rack for the Merino 4-ply and the Merino 8-ply. So these two colors will be shown at the end of the episode, but I'll show you the other ones now. Again, this couldn't happen. Also, if you see me doing this thing when I twist the yarn like this next to my face, it's to kind of show how it plays with my skin color, because when I bring it really close it tends to highlight it and blow the color out of proportion. So when I bring it back you get a better idea about the actual color of the yarn and see how it plays with my skin tone. For reference, if that's not obvious, I am fair skinned, quite light, although I gained a little bit of tan when living in Australia for 4 years, yeah. Okay, so linen. Next we have Oreo. Oreo is a color that I haven't done in a long time, so I'm bringing this one back from the old pile, and it's a beautiful mix of white, black and different speckles of blue. I bring this colorway back because of my friend Dinah, who lives in Germany and has designed a beautiful sweater with this yarn from me called the Yeye sweater, which is amazing, and I'm test knitting it right now. I will show it to you in my next knitting podcast, which I don't know when that's gonna come out, whenever I have content, I guess. But yeah, so for now I have to keep it a bit secret. Well, I don't even have it on this color anyway. I'm knitting it on Tusk, but I have dyed some of this color in case you liked how it came out on the photos and you want to get some of this color, so I thought I'd bring that as well. The pattern will be released I think around the end of April, so keep an eye out. We have Peyote. Peyote is another of my classic. It is one of my staple color. I absolutely adore it. But it is one of these colors which is very odd. It just plays completely differently on different base. So in different batches, even though I've done it so many times now that I've got my routine packed down with it, and I modify my routine slightly depending on the base when I know it's going to do something specific. It still does result in some way brighter results on some yarn, less brighter on others. It's beautiful all around though. It's one of those surprising wool, so you'll see that for this one it is way brighter on the merino this time. It has much more saturation. It is a bit more dull on the sock base and on the linen, even though I've managed to have them different, more saturated on the sock base and the linen before, so I guess it's just this batch that came out that way. The suri, however, came amazingly. I did not expect it to be this crisp on this color, so again, just a bit of a gamble, which is why I filmed this monthly, so you can really get a better idea about that specific batch. But without further ado, isn't this a dream? I am obsessed with this baby suri on Peyote. Another one there. It's not really scanned properly, but I am in awe about how the speckles came out on this color. So I used this new technique I was mentioning before for this baby Siri, for this colorway. So I do think that I am slowly getting my head around how to dye baby Siri, and that I'll be able to create a bit more accurate and crisp colorways in future. Until then, I do have this. Next we have Moscow Mule. So Moscow Mule I only I think dyed once before. It is really saturated and fun, and yeah, I just thought it would be a good color to fit with this collection this month and wanted to bring it back another time. So yeah. We are pretty much done, you guys. I have one more color to show you, and it's the one of a kind on Sweet Sock, which is my 75/25 merino nylon 2-ply superwash fingering weight. And yeah, I love that one. I just had fun in the pot. So that's the one of a kind. There's 4 of them. Let me know what you think. Very autumnal, very fitting for the change of season. You've got those browns, those warm prunes, greens, maroon, orange. Just some good autumn season, really. A couple more here to show you all together. All right. So as you can see, there is now this giant pile of yarn behind me. I will now show you a little bit of combos that you could do, and after that there will be a quick snippet of the yarn that I will film tomorrow, which is drying now. But I will before that show you a little quick tour of my Yarnarium, which is the new area that I've made to dry my yarn. I basically just remodeled the front porch of my house that I'm renting, but this one was probably a good alright move, and basically just created some space to dry my yarn and hang in the sun and knit. So it's really cute, and I was trying to film this episode there today, but the position of it with the sun just was blowing out the colors completely wrong, so that wouldn't have worked. So that's why I'm here in this boring room, but you know, I will still show it to you because I think it's cute. Yeah. For now anyways, let's look at some combos. So I will show you everything on the linen base, just because I think this is the base in which I have every color apart from the one of a kind. If you want to go for pastels, I find that Milkshake and Tusk are really good together. You could climb up to something more pink and then go for bright red if you wanted to play with this kind of colors together. So those colors kind of just sit in the warmth together and are all just quite good. I have showed that before, but I would gladly beautifully pair Tusk with Void, these two colors together. Whoop. Hard to know what to lose hair or what is fiber from the linen, but anyways, here you've got Tusk and Void together, and just they just fit perfectly together. They're a gorgeous pair, so that's always a good color work combo you've got there. Similarly, you could do it with Navy Baby if you wanted to just stick to blue, so that works. Equally, however, Tusk has bright red speckles in it, so it actually just marries with each and every colorway really beautifully. I don't know if I can really show you those red speckles in there, but basically you have a reminder of a few colors, so you could happily, you know, mix them together. Here's a French flag for you, the other way around there. So yeah, you could do some things. Now, Nelly Baby and Void together, if you wanted to work on a possible fade, that would work really nice as well. Add Oreo here, and then Milkshake if you want to keep going on that kind of pink tone, or just play with the Baby Suri. This one is the Exception Baby Suri. That would work really well with it. In general though, Oreo and Navy Baby both have teal in it, so they have a similar cast and colors. Mule goes just beautifully with Zissou Red. There is speckle of red in Mule, however it's just not a color that's actually present in it. That doesn't mean that those two do not fit together like a dream in my mind. Peyote is a good mix. You can again always make it with Milkshake. I think those two together are just absolutely gorgeous. But again, because of the teal that you've got here, Navy Baby is a great match as well for Peyote. You can really just play with your contrast and your colors if you wanted to go all crazy. That would be, see, if you wanted like a 3-color colorwork sweater, and you'd have like, I'd use a base like either like probably just Milkshake, something like that, and then have the contrast colors being these two. That would be beautiful. Peyote and Oreo together, not necessarily the most obvious combo, however still works. This one of a kind is really beautiful paired with, if I find other ones, whoop. Yes, this one of a kind paired with Mule. They both have similar tinge of orange. Also, I have some leftover Versailles on my website from the last shop update, and Versailles would pair beautifully with this one. It is basically the same copper hues that you've got in both, so you could play with that. You could also marry this one with Milkshake and have a beautiful result here. That is really so pretty. I don't know what you think. Because of those mint greens, you could go in the direction of Peyote as well, and have a pairing here. Really up to you. Not really. And with the red, same thing if you want to stay in that kind of autumn color vibes. Again, Tusk is a perfect mix for all, so it works really well with this one as well. That is pretty much it, you guys. These 3 colors together, love them. That works as well. Yeah. If you wanted to play with the Baby Suri, you could hold Milkshake, the Exception together. I would then bring maybe some Void. Here you've got quite of a good possibility of mix. Oh, it's so soft, I'm not lying. I swear I'm not lying. It's just so soft. Okay. So that's about it. As I said earlier, I've got so much to do. I'm not gonna stay here forever doing this, and I'm sure you guys have seen enough anyways. If you want to see any color combo, if you have any question, please email me, send me a message. If not, it's fine as well. It would be amazing if you liked and subscribed and shared and all the blah blah blah. You know the drill. Really helps the exposure, really helps me really appreciate it too. It's always a good feeling. So you know, that's about it, and I hope you like this update. I hope to see you on Sunday. Again, feel free to message me for anything. And yes, so I will now cut to show you real quick the Yarnarium, and after that there will be a real quick view at the sock sets for this month and whatever colorway I didn't get to show you because they were drying basically. Bye, thank you so much for being here. Good morning, you guys. It is Friday morning, the morning after I have recorded the rest of the podcast. The yarn is now dry, so I can show you whatever wasn't integrated before. So I'm gonna do this pretty quickly, and I'll just quickly show you. So I'll start with Zissou Red on Lush Wild, which is the DK. So the 8-ply DK Superwash. There you go. Here it is on 4-ply, so this is Bliss Wild. And I have now Void on Lush Wild, so the DK, 8-ply DK. And Navy Baby on Berry Surrey. So I also have a few sock set options to show you guys. So I'm just gonna go through them one by one. Yeah, we'll just do it like this. So for the one of a kind, I have paired with this little dusty blue mini. I don't necessarily have any reasons why I pair colored the way I do. This blue isn't present in the main skein, but I do think that they went well together, so yeah. There will be photos of all of them online anyways. For Zissou Red, I have paired with this little slightly purple mini. So this one I'll show you by itself. Has quite a few speckles. Of red. And just an overlay of purple mauve, and here was Zissou Red. Alright, next we have a pairing for Void. I have paired it with this really vibrant red, pink, purple sunset vibes little mini. Yep. There you go. Next I have the pairing for Oreo. This one is a bit more obvious. I just went with a little aqua mini that has a tiny bit of black speckles, just to fit with the aqua that is present in Oreo. So my camera is gonna die. We love that for me, but I'm gonna try and be quick. This is the Peyote mix. I went with a hot pink for this one. Sorry, I'm really rushing through this and my camera is blinking and I just really want to finish filming because I don't have the time. This is the Tusk pairing. It is like with a mini that is similar to Void but just lighter, in black, and has different pinks and blues in it. It looks really good together. Finally, last but not least, Mule has been paired with a bright orange mini, super glowy little mini. So here you go. Okay, thank you so much, you guys, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.